So today we're going to work on the percent proportion. Last time we were together, we were using proportions to solve for unknowns and learning how easy they are to set up whenever you match up things that go together. This is my third try trying to set up this video, so hopefully it goes well this time, and you can refer back to these problems or these examples and videos because there are different kinds of proportion problems with percents when you're looking for different things. So in this first problem, we are finding 30% of 400. And I want you to notice that this is not a question. They're telling us to find 30% of 400. So I'm going to get ready to make my proportion by making my fraction bars, my ratios. And one of the first things we learned about percents is that all percents are a comparison of a number to 100. So I'm converting 30% into its fraction form, which is 30 over 100. Do not put the percent symbol on here. 30 over 100 is equivalent to 30%, so there's no need to do that. Now, key word here is of. We are finding 30% of 400. And in a proportion, we learned that we cross multiply to solve for whatever it is we don't know. So we're taking 30% of 400, which tells me I need to multiply 30 and 400, which means that my 400 needs to be down here so I can multiply it with the 30. And we are finding 30% of 400. So I'm going to put my variable here because whatever this is 30% of 400. So we are matching up our variable with the 30% because whatever this variable is equal to is 30% of 400. So then we cross multiply here, we get 100x. Please use a calculator when you're doing this, equals 12,000. Then 100x is 100 times x, so the opposite would be to divide both sides of this equation now by 100, and x is equal to 120. Now we can check ourselves. We can check ourselves by changing the variable to 120. If we change the variable to 120 and put it over 400, now there's two ways we could do this. We could do, actually there's probably more than two ways, but we could cross multiply if we wanted to check and see if we get the same number when we cross multiply, or we could figure out what the percent is if I do 120 divided by 400. And if you do that, you will get 30%. So that way, there's two different ways I can prove if my answer is right. Put this in a calculator as a division problem. You'll get 0.3, which we know that when we multiply that by 100, since again, all percents are out of 100, we would then get 30%, which is what we were trying to find of 400.